Hey, you know that less expensive 6.1-inch LCD iPhone that we've been talking about is coming out this year? Yeah, it has a name. The iPhone 9.
Get daily tech news in a way that doesn't suck. Hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you don't miss the next episode.
Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome to Front Page Tech, of course, show that gives you all latest tech news from one geek, that is me, to another, that is you. Happy Wednesday, happy hump day, and of course, for those of us here in the U.S., happy 4th of July, happy Independence Day. We are celebrating our independence by working, doing a show, because we are independent content creators, am I right? We don't work for the man. We don't have a job. We don't have a real job. So, story numero uno is actually an update to a story that we talked about last week, and this one is a doozy. Okay, so last Friday we uploaded a show called WTF, Pop-Up Cameras Are Exposing a Creepy Truth About Smartphones. Effectively, what was going on there was there were some users of the Vivo Nex S that were reporting that in random apps, whether it be their browser or like a messaging app, their camera would pop up just randomly. They weren't trying to take a picture, they weren't trying to access the camera at all, it was just randomly popping up in random apps. Now, of course, naturally, right, some people said this could be a malfunction, which is fair. This could be a malfunction specific to these phones. We haven't seen or had these phones before where the camera physically pops out like that. But I suggested that maybe it's not a malfunction and maybe this is exposing something that's actually been happening. Apps are using your camera without your knowledge, but on a typical phone, you can't see the camera activate because it doesn't physically move. But these phones, it does. When something accesses that camera or wants to use it, it pops out. And turns out I wasn't far off. So, a group of computer science academics ran an experiment. They tested over 17,000 of the most popular Android apps to try to figure out if the conspiracy theory of your phone's listening to you was true. They wanted to see if any of the apps recorded audio of you without your knowledge. Facebook. Turns out, no. At least according to their testing, there are no apps that do that. They don't access your microphone and record you without your knowledge. That's the good news, because they did find something else. They found that several apps had taken video recordings and screenshots of what people were doing. The screenshots, of course, were then sent off to third-party domains. So by trying to debunk one conspiracy theory, they proved Jern right again. Now, I'll try to take it easy because a lot of you are upset that my ego is too big and that I brag too much about being right so often, but it's getting to be like every show now, isn't it? To be clear though, I didn't want to be right about this one. Samsung doesn't have like the best track record when it comes to batteries. I mean, they have an obsession with trying to make bigger and bigger batteries, and as you know, that got them in trouble with the Note 7. The battery was a bit too big, and poof, they had some issues there. Turns out they haven't learned their lesson because now they want to fold batteries. So it's reported that for Samsung's foldable Galaxy S smartphone, they want to have a curved battery in it. According to said reports, the battery could be anywhere between 3,000 milliamp hours and 6,000 milliamp hours. Like, what there's such a big difference there. F*** you, reports. According to all the rumors, the device will come with a 7-inch display that will feature two 3.5-inch displays when folded. But according to more recent reports, it doesn't actually fold in half. To better serve you in terms of things like notifications, it will only fold 2/3 of the way. That extra space will give you a glance at like battery life, notifications, that sort of thing. And apparently to make this whole thing work, battery in it's gonna have to curve. Okay, Samsung. Yep, there it is. When this comes out, I'm not gonna buy one right away. For sure now. Instead, I'll just let a few lucky people test it out before I purchase one. Not for any particular reason, just want to see how it goes, you know, just want to make sure the display is bright enough. Or, you know, the other thing doesn't happen. Hey, so we got a hands-on video to show you of somebody fondling this year's new iPhones. Of course, they're dummy units, they're 3D printed as expected for prototypes, but gives you a pretty good idea. Okay, so as you can see, all three phones. Woo! And if you've been watching the show for any amount of time or paying attention to the leaks, nothing surprising here. Looks exactly how we expected them to look. You got the iPhone 10 Plus. Okay, cool, real big. And you got that 6.1-inch LCD model with the single rear camera on the back. But other than that, looks relatively the same as the other models, that is. The more interesting part of the video, at least the part that got my attention, was the guy referred to the 6.1-inch LCD model as the iPhone 9. And while we're at it, here's some really cool digital renders of the iPhone 10 and iPhone 9. So, of course, it's not the real thing, but I mean, at this point, come on. And I gotta be honest, god damn, that iPhone 9 looks so good. I'm telling you guys, this is the model that outsells the rest of them. And I can wait for a year to be proven right. I mean, there's been much speculation back and forth in terms of what this phone is gonna be called. The iPhone 10 mini, the iPhone 10 SE, we didn't know. The iPhone 9, that makes a lot of sense. Let's definitely go with that. This is the iPhone 9, no doubt about it.
And now, today's sponsor.
Hey, buddy, I don't know if you know this, but it's 2018. And if you're trying to build an online presence for yourself, but don't have your own website, you are doing it wrong. But do not fret, my lovely. Bookmark is here to help. With literally the most intuitive website builder I have ever seen, Bookmark can have a professional or e-commerce ready website built for you in less than 2 minutes. And it does all of this with Ada, your artificial intelligence design assistant, all without having to write a single line of code yourself. Ada can easily create optimized websites for over 750 business types. And other than creating gorgeous websites all day, Bookmark has your back even after your site is built. You don't need to know anything about coding, and you certainly do not need to spend a fortune on some designer somewhere. If you're ready to work smart and not hard, check out the link for Bookmark today down in the description. Get started, and of course, huge thanks to Bookmark for supporting our show. And that's the show. Hopefully you liked it. You learned something. If you did, slap that like button. If you hate my stupid face, hit the dislike button. And of course, subscribe, and I'll see you tomorrow, maybe, if I feel like it. I don't know.